Shakespeare's Millennium Club on this, the 23rd of April, 2024. We are gathered here today at the Pallava Hall of the Cosmopolitan Club to present awards to 25 awardees for their distinct eminence as an exponent of Shakespeare. We are honored to have 12 awardees in person and others have their designated representatives present. We welcome all you awardees and also the esteemed members of our club, the special invitees and media personnel, and especially our chief guest, Mr. K. Sundareswaran, the former president of Cosmopolitan Club, which we consider as our own mother club. Welcome one and all. The prize, Lustrum Awards, was started in 2004 with 25 women being chosen for the awards in 2009. 25 children were awarded in 2014. The category of awardees was senior citizens, and in 2019, we presented awards to the media representatives. This year, 2024, we are awarding 25 eminent exponents of Shakespeare for their par excellence performances in different areas. As I call out the name of the awardee, I request him or her to please receive the award from our chief guest. Each awardee can say a few words in the reciprocation for 1 minute only. Let us now begin. I request the Nawab Zara Muhammad Asif Ali, Diwan, to the presence of our court, to receive the award presented to him for his extraordinary love for Shakespeare and his privilege as a quiz master incorporating questions on the bard.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you, sir. I request
Hello.
I did the quiz. I happen to be quiz master, and it's a great honor to be here and to receive the award. I don't know if I deserve it or not, but I was telling you, madam, that I'd love to be involved with the club. Even in our place, we have educational activities, we have school children, college children, like the groups. So anything to do with education, literature, or learning, if we can give support, I'll always be there. So these words, I thank you again, and it's a great honor to receive it from Mr. Sundareswaran, the award. And thank you so much, and madam, thank you so much. Thank you.
I request the MD of Prize, Swapna Sridharan, to receive the award on behalf of the most honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mr. Onward, for his having read the complete works of Shakespeare 4 times and more, even during the most crucial period in his life. Thank you. As I told you, the Cosmopolitan Club is now Mother Club, having nurtured us with the established halls and experience. I request Dr. Jamna Kalyani Sridharan, coordinator of our club, to present this award to Mr. Sundareswaran, former president of the Cosmopolitan Club.
Let's take a photo.
Ireyandu, former Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, has written his thesis on Shakespeare.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Delighted to be here for this wonderful event. As you all know, this prize, Lustrum Award, is given. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. As you all know, these awards, the prize Lustrum Awards, are given away by the Shakespeare Millennium Club once in 5 years, and this is the 5th awards function, I understand. The Cosmopolitan Club is one of the recipients today of this prestigious award, and I'm extremely delighted to receive it on behalf of the Cosmopolitan Club. Cosmopolitan Club has been associated with the Shakespeare Millennium Club over 2 decades, and I have personally been associated with them for over 12 years. I'm also delighted here to give away these prestigious awards, and the first award was given away to the most learned man in the city of Chennai, the Prince of Arcad, respected Muhammad Asif Ali. I also congratulate all the other recipients, and I wish to say something about the coordinator, the patron of this Shakespeare Millennium Club, the 80-year-old Dr. Jamuna Kalyani Sridharan. Despite her health, her handicap, she has been unbelievably active in this club. And I remember a couple of times she had a broken hand, a broken leg. Even with all that, she was present here, presiding over all the meetings. I wish to congratulate her, and I hope and pray to God that she would do this for the next decade and more. Can we give a round of applause to Dr. Jamuna Kalyani Sridharan for the great efforts she has put into this club. I wish the awardees and also the Shakespeare Millennium Club all the very best, and hope to have our association for the next several years. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Ireyandu, former Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, has written his doctoral thesis on Shakespeare and Tiruvalluvar. Since he is away in Singapore today, his representative, Mrs. Joseph Rajashekharan, will receive the award on his behalf. Thank you, sir. The present Vice President of the Cosmopolitan Club, Mr. Ramesh Venkatachalapati, has researched and found 140 judgments of the Supreme Court that have quotations from Shakespeare. I call upon him to please receive the award. Thank you. Our next awardee, Mr. J. Rajashekharan, is both an author and translator. He has translated 7 plays of Shakespeare into Tamil as novels and has also authored many books on Shakespeare in Tamil. He has sponsored one of his books for the awardees. Dr. G.K. Chitra is a monolith of knowledge, having 6 PG level degrees. one MPhil and two PhDs, one of which is on Shakespeare. Thank you. Mr. T.D. Krishnamurthy, alias Tamal Kudi Mahan, is a social and political activist. In spite of his busy schedule, he has traveled with our knowledge everywhere, exhibition on Shakespeare, to 22 different venues. Thank you. Dani Nikram is a student of the Delhi Public School, Mathura Road, and has won a number of prizes for mono-acting Shakespeare scenes and dialogues. His proud grandfather, Mr. P. Selvam, IAS retired, will receive the award on his behalf. Thank you. Divya Vikram, the twin sister of Darwin, is also a student of Delhi Public School, Mathura Road, and has won many prizes and accolades for her performances on Shakespeare. So elated grandmother, Mrs. Usha Selvam, will receive the award on her behalf. Thank you. Dr. Palani Arangaswamy is a former director of translation, Tamil University, Tanjavur, and he has many books on and translations of Shakespeare's works. He is 88 years old and is in Trichy, and so his son, Mr. Shivakumar, will receive the award on his behalf. Thank you, sir. Dr. George Jacob, an orthopedic surgeon, has collected the various medical references in Shakespeare and has published them in a book. His sister, Mrs. Susan Jacob, is here to receive the award on his behalf. Thank you. Mrs. Mridula Syed, one of our founding member and professor of English, has been teaching Shakespeare for 40 generations. Our students in her 4 decades of service in the collegiate education. Since she is away in the US, Mrs. Ruth Bennett will receive the award on her behalf. Thank you. The Shakespeare Society of Eastern India was founded in 1984 and for the past 4 decades has worked on the academic and popular angles of Shakespeare. The award is being given to Dr. Thopu Biswas as a representative of the organization, and the award will be received by Mr. V. Selvaraj, IAS retired, on his behalf. Thank you, sir. Ms. T.V. Jayalakshmi, secretary of our club since its inception in 2002, has the distinctions of having read all the 400 odd books on Shakespeare in the Presidency College, Departmental Library. Since she is in Hyderabad now, Mrs. Mahalakshmi will receive the award on her behalf. The last, but in no way the least, is the all-famous Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, London, UK, that has been propagating Shakespeare since 1599. Myself, Gauri Pondaswamy, course director, Flag Academy, your compere for today will receive the award. Hello, and now we will ask Dr. Kalyani to, Jamina Kalyani to give the vote of thanks.
I am grateful to the people who are assembled here who have taken time to be with us so that our awards function goes off in a very, very proper manner. I am very, very grateful to Mr. Sundaresaran for coming here and giving out the awards and also receiving the award on behalf of the Cosmopolitan Club. And the Nawab Zada, Mohammed Asif Ali sir, we are so very grateful to you for having come in person to receive the award for being, in my opinion, a quizmaster par excellence, which you had exhibited even last month in this very same hall. And we hope to have more of your programs, more of your association and your guidance for the running of this club. We are very grateful to the Vice President of this Cosmopolitan Club, Mr. Venkatasalapati, who has been a real support in having the younger generation join our club. His daughter Pragati is become a member of the Shakespeare Millennium Club and is a very, very active participant in the club. We are very grateful to Mr. Venkatasalapati, and he has done a lot of research on the judgments of the Supreme Court and has found out that there are 140 judgments which have quotations from Shakespeare in them. He's actually going to do his research on the subject and get his doctorate. We wish him well. And as for the Eastern Society, Shakespearean Society of Eastern India, we have the privilege of having awarded to Topu Biswas, who has been so kind in accepting our award, even though he is in Calcutta. And we are very grateful to Mr. V. Selvaraj, who has done the honor of receiving the award on his behalf. And I have to say that we have a great fascination for the capacity of using the language of English and Tamil that Dr. Irayanbu has. Though he is away in Singapore today, we are very grateful for his having sent his representative, Mr. J. Rajasekaran, to receive the award on his behalf. And Mr. Irayanbu's thesis itself has been on Shakespeare and Thiruvalluvar. We are grateful to Mrs. Chitra, G.K. Chitra. I call her General Knowledge Chitra because she has got 6 degrees at the MA level, 1 MPhil degree, and 2 PhD degrees, one of which is on Shakespeare. So I think she richly deserves the award that we have given her. We are very, very happy for her to be here with us. We are very grateful for every person who has come here. Mrs. Lakshmi Jayaraman, also a member of our club, wants to present a gift to the club.
I've been with the club right from its inception, but for the past few years I have not been attending. I'm so sorry about it. But by the end of 2023, November, this London Review of Books, that is Michael Dobson, had written an article on the struggle they had underwent to publish the first folio of Shakespeare. And it was published in 2023. It was published in November 1623. And by 2023, 400 years were complete. So, to honor that the 400 years of the publication, they released an article on how in 1616 Shakespeare passed away, and then his main actor Richard Burbage, he also passed away in 1619, and then 2 of the actors, John Hemingers and Henry Condell, they had to struggle to get all the parts together because the entire play will not be given to anyone. Every actor will be allotted their parts. So they had to collect all that and then bring out the first folio. And so that struggle had been written as an article, and this was published as a limited edition. And I got a copy of that, and I've taken a Xerox of it and I'm presenting it to the club.
I have to tell you that I'm a non-formal education expert. My thesis has been in the adult and continuing education department, specializing in non-formal education. And I have to admit that this club has been run on a non-formal scale all the time. So we will have things ordered, but at the last moment we can also make adjustments in the non-formal way and get things going. Because according to the Indian custom, we have the difficulty of being held up because of traffic and so many other reasons. So we cannot really blame people for being a little bit delayed in coming to the venue. Many are on their way. Anyway, I would like Ms. Lakshmi Jayaraman to receive the award that we are giving to Dr. Dobson himself. We are giving an award to Dr. Dobson, which was supposed to be received by somebody else who has not turned up. So I request Lakshmi to please receive the award, and we'll ensure that it is sent to Dr. Dobson, the person going to London. Dr. Dobson is actually the director of the Shakespeare Institute in Stratford-upon-Avon, the birthplace of Shakespeare. And he has been very kind in giving us a lot of advice and giving us a lot of help whenever we need anything, any clarification, etc. He has been giving it to us. So we are very grateful to Dr. Dobson, and so this award for his eminence, distinguished eminence as an exponent of Shakespeare. And we are very grateful to our institutional member, Dr. C. Kumar, who is the chairman of the Excel group of schools, and since he has not been able to come here today, his Chennai principal, Dr. Lalita, has come here to receive the award on his behalf. So, as I was saying, the 25 awardees, except for a few who are still on the way, I think, we are just expecting them. The minute they come, we'll be giving it to them. So in the meantime, I think the Nawab Dada has got another engagement. Is it time for you to leave now? Another 5 minutes? Okay. I shall just give you a short summary of what we have been doing these 22 years. Our club was started in 2002 in the very same hall where we are having this meeting, and from then on we have been having very many meetings every time. We have almost had every meeting in the various halls of the Cosmopolitan Club. I don't think we have left out any hall so far, except the lawn. Except the lawn, we have had meetings everywhere. Maybe very soon we'll be having a meeting there also, because we are thinking of releasing a set of books published by the Price Philip Raja Institute of Continuing Education, and Shakespeare Millennium Club is the literary arm of Price. And therefore, we are going to be very proud, to which we are hoping to invite the Chief Minister or even the Prime Minister if possible. So let us see what God wills. And that function, definitely, sir, we'll be holding in the lawn. So that is the only place we have not been to as having a meeting. Anyway, we have been giving these Lustrum Awards, Price Lustrum Awards. Lustrum means 5 years. So once every 5 years, we have been giving awards to different categories of people, to women in 2004, to children in 2009, to senior citizens in 2014. One of our recipients was even Mr. Selvaraj for the Senior Citizens Award. And then in 2019, we gave to media personnel, including Mark Tully, Sir Mark Tully, Rajdeep Sardesai, and also Ruth Bennett, our own member. Many people, 25 awardees were there. And this year, we have decided that we will honor our cherished bard, the Universal Shakespeare. And therefore, any person who has been associated in being an exponent of Shakespeare, we have identified 25 people and we have been giving awards. You would have heard why we had given awards to the different people. And we are very, very proud. Who's coming? Mr. Vijay Raghavan, please come. Please. Now, this award for Mr. Vijay Raghavan, which he will receive in person, I have to tell you that he is an expert in Shakespeare. All the 37 plays he can recite verbatim. So he is capable of just going on. If memory be the sustenance of knowledge, I think Mr. Vijay Raghavan. So we wish him good luck for many, many more years to come to keep on reciting the Shakespearean plays verbatim. All the best, sir. Your award. The honor to give this award to Dr. C.S. Vijay Raghavan. We have arranged for dinner. I would request everyone to please stay back for dinner, which will be served in a few minutes' time. And at 7 o'clock is the time I told that dinner will be served. In case anybody else comes in between, I would request Mr. Sundareswaran to just stay on for a few more minutes and just honor them by presenting the award. Not many are left, I think. So we are very, very grateful. Now I'll be failing in my mission if I don't include our very lovely sponsors. First and foremost, the sponsor for this year has been the Nestle, for which you have the goodie bags under your chairs. They have given very many products, and they have been really very, very kind. And the minute we ask for it, without a word, without any hesitation, they have come and delivered the products in our house, which we have put into your goodie bags, and we have given it to you. And the other sponsor who has been very kind, even for the last time they had given for the last award, is the Achi Masala people. We are very grateful to Mr. Isaac and Mrs. Selma Isaac for having sponsored their products for this function. And we are grateful to Mr. Rajasekaran, one of our awardees. He's not present here. Actually, he said that he'll be coming with his entire family. Who has come? Mr. Ramesh Kannan. Okay. Now the next awardee that we would like to present the award to is Mr. Ramesh Kannan. If we have to carve a niche in the minds of people, we need paintings, sculptures, stupas and shields. And Mr. Ramesh Kannan is an expert in designing shields, and this award is being presented to him, including this shield that we are presenting to him has been got up by Mr. Ramesh Kannan, who is the CEO of Rickshaw, a very, very lovely shop on Cathedral Road, and I wish anybody who wants to make shields will approach him for their work. Yes. Now, Mr. J.S.L. Chandran will receive the award, the Shakespearean Award for Madam Judi Dench, because she's 93 years old and in England. She's the famous Shakespearean actress. And since Mr. Chandran will be traveling to London in the last week of June, we have requested him to not only accept the award, but take all the 3 awards for Dr. Dobson, the Globe Theatre and Madam Judi Dench to London. Thank you very much. Yes. Now, we know the name of Shakespeare, and the name of Shakespeare has been etched in the minds of every citizen in Tamil Nadu and particularly in Chennai because of a school which is in the name of Shakespeare. How many of you know that there is a school called Shakespeare in Chennai? How many of you in this assembly know? No. We have identified a school in Chennai, and we are giving an award because the school carries the name Shakespeare. We have here with us Dr. J.M. Subramanian to receive the award in honor of the school named Shakespeare. I had a tough time. First of all, identifying the school and then getting the principal, because it was during the examination time and everyone was so busy having their examinations being conducted, and the principal of course was very, very busy. But in spite of all that, he not only managed to give me the time to discuss this matter with him and accepted with alacrity to come and receive the award. Now I have to tell about the two students. We want to encourage the young people. Therefore, Mr. and Mrs. Selvam, who are here, they are the proud grandparents of Danvir and Dia, because these two students have shown so much of interest in Shakespeare, and they have been taking part in the mono acting and other elocution, debate, other competitions of Shakespeare. And the best part of it is both of them have won very many awards. It will take a long time to list each one of their awards and on what occasion. So I'm grateful that Mr. P. Selvam, who has been a former Secretary of Education, he was my boss once upon a time, years and years ago. I have to recount one particular incident in connection with Mr. Selvam. When we had the exhibition in the island grounds, that year they decided that the education department will do something different, something unusual. So he had told the director of collegiate education to send somebody who can be a little bit creative and all that. So I came up with a plan and told him, why not we erect a tree of knowledge? We can erect a tree of knowledge with the non-formal, the root will be education, the trunk will be the system of education, the schools and colleges and all that, and the leaves will be the subjects. The fruits will be the degrees that are given, and the fruits will be the jobs that they will get. If you do a BL degree, you will get a lawyer's job. If you do an MBBS or MD degree, you will get a doctor's job. So all the jobs were represented as fruits. The leaves were represented by the degrees that were given, and the branches were the branches of knowledge: psychology, history, geography, everything. So this was designed by, I'm very proud to say, by the father of the president of the Shakespeare Millennium Club. Mr. Nirmal Kumar is the son of Shakti Arts K. Babu, and we are very, very proud to have had association with such a man who had designed it. And that year, after 25 years, Mr. Selvam, may I remind you, the education stall, the education pavilion, got the first prize at the best prize. Yes. Okay. Mr. J. Rajasekaran, who is one of our awardees, we are very proud to have Mrs. J. Rajasekaran because of the inability of Mr. Rajasekaran to be here in person. He has translated 7 plays of Shakespeare as Tamil novels.
10 plays.
10 plays of Shakespeare as Tamil novels. And he has also written very many other books. He has attended very many seminars and everything. And we are very, very happy to have the award being presented to Mrs. Rajasekaran. Yes, Madam. Madam Rajasekaran. The awardees are still trickling in, And I think, as I was talking to you about Mr. Selvam, I have to say that the award for Dhanvid has been received by him, and it no less a person is the other twin sister of his, Dia, and that award has been received by Mrs. Selvam. To tell you about Mrs. Selvam, she is a very versatile person. Yes, the award has been received by Mr. and Mrs. Selvam because they are the grandparents of these two. They are the grandparents of these two awardees, and Mrs. Selvam has been very versatile because she has been the secretary of the Officers' Wives Association for very many years, and every time she wanted to have all her programs really put out in a very, very proper format, she would come and approach Price Philip Raja Institute of Continuing Education for help, and that is a reason why I was interested in propagating more and more sorts of English and the language and all that, and that is what gave birth to Shakespeare Millennium Club. So we are very grateful to you, madam, for all the guidance, help and other things that you've given, and I'm very, very proud that your grandchildren have won these awards. Now we are to give 2 more awards, I think, if I'm not mistaken, no, 3. One is to Mrs. Habibunisa, who has taught English and Shakespeare for 30 years in SIT College, and the other award goes to Mrs. Chamudi Shankari, who's on the way. I'm sure she'll be here in a few minutes' time, and Mrs. Kalyani Anbichelvan, who has been the Vice Chancellor of the Tamil Nadu Open University. These are the awards that are still waiting, and before that, if anybody else would like to say a few words, I would hand over the mic to them.
Good evening, everybody. Our President, Mr. S.P. Sivalingam, our past President, Mr. Sundareswaran, and the dignitaries of the Shakespeare Millennium Club. On behalf of the Cosmopolitan Club, it gives me immense pleasure to stand in front of this audience and to communicate few things about Shakespeare. I am a graduate of English literature from Loyola College, and I was inspired by Shakespeare, and when I took up my career in law, the inspiration continued. Today, my basis for me getting this award is I am doing a research on the language used by the Indian judiciary in writing judgments. Writing judgments is not an easy thing, because you will have to hear one side of an argument, you have to hear the other side of the argument, and there should be an assessment. Then a judgment is inculcated and it is written, and it forms part of the history. So when I was reading a lot of judgments, there are few words which reminded me of Shakespeare. So I did a research on this, and I could inculcate around 160 judgments in the Indian judiciary. But last 2 days, when I was opening my digital library, I could see more than 750 judgments in German Constitution, in Irish Constitution, in English Constitution. So Shakespeare is not a barrier with language. So he is a person who deals with the feelings of the people. So generations to come, Shakespearean thoughts will be there. And I am very surprised to see one person has translated 10 of Shakespearean novels in Tamil. So the Shakespearean thought is not restricted with English language alone. That's the point which I wanted to convey. And because language is always developing, language will always grow. So because 500 years back, English was totally different. Today, what language we use to communicate is totally different. Texting messages, telegraphic messages have come inside. So it's going to kill the language. But the language will not die. Language will grow in another form. And Shakespeare is a thought process which will make us communicate better. So I always give a hand to this type of institution because they develop the communicating skills of the youngsters. So that's why I always tell madam that we should always inculcate more young blood into an institution like this, so that the communication skills of the individual with the thought process of Shakespeare will develop. That is the point which I wanted to convey. And I hope another person comes separately. Thank you, Parag.
Another distinguished award is joining us, Dr. Chamundi Shankari, who is the chairman of the Shruti Hospital, and we are also, she is also our institutional member and a patron of our club. And we are very proud to have you, madam. She wanted to say a few words.
Respected dignitaries, dear chief guest, Dr. Jamna Kalyani, and all my respected friends. It's my great privilege to have received this award. And also, I thank Dr. Jamna Kalyani, who has been kind of inspiring me about the Shakespeare novels and his quotes and all that. I am a fertility consultant, and how I can relate my field to Shakespeare is something which was kindled by Dr. Jamna. I would like to say a few quotes from Shakespeare book. That those days women are being looked down by the society because of the infertility issues, and for that Shakespeare's quote I picked up was, "There is no darkness but ignorance." And the women postpone their marriage and pregnancy for their career these days. Nobody wants to have a baby immediately. So their age also will increase and problems will arise. For that, the quote from Shakespeare was, "I wasted time and now time wastes me." And it's always better to take initiative to help from a consultant for the diagnosis to be made, rather wasting years and going around banning trees. So for that, the quote was, "We cannot conceive of matter being formed of nothing, since things require a seed to start from." And just by looking into someone, we cannot explain the cause of infertility. For that, his quote I picked up was, "If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then unto me." And for infertility, the couple have to take the initiative, and they are the change. I mean, you are the change, and it is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. That is a quote from Shakespeare. And when we create babies, it's like creating miracles. We really feel happy for that. And for that, the quote is, "All is well that ends well." And things won or done, joy's soul lies in the doing. So these are the quotes from Shakespeare which relate to our profession. I thank you so much, everyone here, and especially Dr. Jamna Kalyani for giving this opportunity. Thank you. She gave me only 1 minute to speak. No, that is because of the IPL. Everybody wearing a yellow t-shirt. Yeah. Because of IPL, I was little late. Thank you, ma'am.
had only consulted her. She would have seen to it that she had made her fertile. And she also, when she came for an international seminar to this very same place, she said, I would have made her fertile, and if she had born a child, she would not have had all those horrible thoughts of murder and other things. Yes. So the expert is telling us.
Language is to say, a person is not like Egyptians, like Lady Macbeth's mindset. They can only go to the male children because they cannot have female children.
Those days in most of these books, infertility was a problem. And it is always related to sin and also sadness. But it's still happening now.
Lady Macbeth is
Good evening, friends. It is a universally acknowledged truth that a child would always love a teacher of a language, be it Tamil or English. Irrespective of what other languages are being, what other subjects are being taught, language plays an important role because besides the language, human values are also well taught. A classic is one which, when you read once when you're a child, or as an adolescent or when you're grown up, they make different meanings at different stages of life. I was fortunate to have wonderful teachers who taught me literature, and today I'm able to form my own thoughts of what else could be an interpretation. Because a classic should be one which does not say confine you to exactly what is written there, but should also give you a wide interpretation for imagination to flow. And that way, Shakespeare has been a wonderful human being. But for him, we would not be as fortunate in our literary words and all that. But it's also unfortunate that we do not have the youngsters picking it up, or for that matter even the universities having any interest in trying to share the works of him. Quite possible that the language that he wrote belonged to that era. So what? It still has a lot of values which we cannot ignore that way. As a profession, I make mementos, invite cards and all that. And in all this, I use literature in abundance. What I do is, after I talk to the person, I would immediately connect it with some kind of mythology, Shakespeare, poetry, current affairs, anecdotes, or a cartoon strip, and connect the dots and try to make something which would be interesting that way. So I'm quite happy that I use literature in my day-to-day work, which of course is a rarity. Thanks for the Millennium Club. Jamuna Ma, thanks to you, double one. Thank you.
Is the dinner ready? May we move on to the dinner? Yes, dinner is ready. And those who would like the food to be served to you, please tell. We shall arrange for the food to be brought to you. Like myself, who can't get up and walk to the table. And And I should once again thank everybody for this lovely evening. And Mr. Sundareswaran tells me that it has been something very, very different from the usual meetings that have been conducted. Is that the opinion, uniform opinion of everyone? Yes. We are interested in innovation and creativity. And I think this time the whole program is being live streamed. Even now you can see it on your phones. In running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. So we shall continue to find good in everything. Thank you very much. Please let's adjourn for dinner.